Wayne Gretzky is often quoted as saying, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." While technically that is true, there was once an NHL player who has a stat line showing 1 goal scored with absolutely 0 shots on net and absolutely no time on the ice. I'm Think So Joe, this is Things You Might Not Know, and today I'll tell you how one of the grimmest moments in hockey history led to one of its most interesting records. On March 10, 2014, Columbus Blue Jackets forward Nathan Horton scored a goal early in the first period in the club's game against the Dallas Stars to give his team an early 1-0 lead. However, just moments later, Dallas centerman Rich Peverley, who prior to the season underwent a surgical procedure to correct an irregular heartbeat, collapsed on the bench. Stars players on the bench did everything they could to get the attention of the on-ice officials. Play stopped, a hush fell over the American Airlines Center, and after what seemed like an eternity, Peverley was taken from the bench to the hallway leading to the Stars' locker room. In reality, it only took 13 seconds from the time Peverley collapsed to when the medical staff started working on him. The game halted immediately. Fans were updated by the Stars' public address announcer several minutes later that the 31-year-old NHL veteran, playing in his first season for the home team, was conscious and had been taken to a hospital. Within the next 30 minutes, the NHL released the following statement. Dallas player Rich Peverley is doing well and is in stable condition. As a result of the emotional state of the players on both teams caused by the medical emergency, the game is being postponed. We apologize for any inconvenience and we thank the fans. Dallas head coach Lindy Ruff later stated, "When he dropped, it was red alert. Don't worry about the game. It was about getting the doctors. As soon as he came off the ice, I started screaming into the crowd for a doctor. The players don't want to play, and I don't want to coach the team right now." A doctor arrived in the form of Dr. William Robertson, who had been sitting 3 rows behind the Dallas bench, along with team trainer Dave Zeiss, team doctors Dr. Robert Demeff and Dr. Gil Salazar, and a nurse who happened to be sitting behind Robertson. Peverley, perhaps proving that hockey players live up to their tough-as-nails reputations, wanted to get back in the game. Ruff, who stayed with Peverley from the time he collapsed to the time he was taken to the hospital, later stated that the first thing Peverley asked him when he regained consciousness was how much time was left in the first period. Peverley would go on to make a full recovery. Despite his apparent desire to jump right back on the ice, Peverley would never suit up in the NHL again, announcing his retirement in September of 2015. Peverley's wife Natalie wrote a letter to Ruff thanking him for being there for her husband during this dark time. It's a letter that means a lot to Ruff, now the head coach of the New Jersey Devils. "When I get pissed off about hockey, I just read that letter. It brings me back to normal." When the game between the Jackets and Stars was made up a month later on April 9th, Peverley wasn't the only player from the original matchup to not participate, as Nathan Horton, who you may remember scored the lone goal of the game prior to Peverley's cardiac incident, suffered a lower body injury in the interim. As the NHL wanted to give fans a full 60 minutes of hockey, but there had already officially been a goal scored in the game being played, the decision was made to start the rescheduled game with a score of 1-0 in favor of Columbus, with the goal credited to Horton, who ended the night with 1 goal off 0 shots and 0 ice time. The Blue Jackets would go on to win the game 3-1, and Horton, from his couch, had one of the most noteworthy games of his NHL career. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching Things You Might Not Know. I hope you like the new look of the channel. We see your feedback in the comments and do what we can to improve the channel in any way we can. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and drop a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post a new video. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can see a playlist of Things You Might Not Know videos over here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time!